Male and Male Megwa. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Readings with Isa Nu, where I'm new the night of day. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into a reading for you. So, first thing that I'm picking up on, first of all, is that you seem to be some sort of energy shaper, which is honestly super exciting because, as we know, energy powers the entirety of the universe. We know that energy equals matter times the speed of light squared. And so often we talk about energy being of light, but we know that energy is far beyond. In fact, when you think about a lightning bolt, it's like some multitude hotter, like many times hotter than even the surface of the sun is, which is kind of the end all be all of the light bringing and life bringing, star, but also force that we have in our observable universe here on planet Earth. Shout out the sun, as many theologies have pointed out. The sun is honestly terrific. First, we're going to get into here. Hopefully, this is going to clarify something for us a little bit. Oh, hold on. I got to make sure this is, yeah. Okay, wow. So I have one card in here in this whole deck that represents the beginning and end of the deck. And as you can see, we shuffled right into it. So that means that it's the same on both sides. So what I'm getting from this is that you must be a very balanced individual who understands that beginning and end are often yin and yang, and that we exist in a circle of life. You have become the living zero. Congratulations. This is a big step in your journey because, as we know, one has -1, two has -2, so on into infinity. But in fact, there is only one zero, and it is the complete circle. It is the complete picture, and it is in the direct center. While there is no beginning and end of numbers, zero is in the direct center of the universe, which means that you are very centered, very balanced. And as an energy shaper, as we were talking about, we know that matter cannot be created nor destroyed, right? And so everything that appears to be destroyed is just rearranged, and everything that appears to be created is also just rearranged, especially in our observable universe. But here we're tapping into energy as well. And so being an energy shaper, you have the ability to create a new universe out of the death of the last one, because we know that death is not the end, but just the ending of a incarnation, which is really beautiful. And honestly, I feel like I'm talking to someone who is pretty well versed in this also already. And so we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop into our ephemera deck. Now, this is a beautiful deck, guys. And I simply love it. Like, I can't get enough of it so far. And so I'm going to shuffle around here. These ones like to stick to each other a little bit more, but we're going to see what does the tarot have to say. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and get an oracle. So this one came out, but there's two here. Boom and boom. And now I'm going to be reading for you. So this is going to be and the king at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and flip that out for you. So this all seems to be aligning right here. What we have here is the Six of Cups. For you, it is in the reverse, but to me, I believe that this reverse is an amplification of the energy that the Six of Cups carries. And then we also here have the 10 of Cups, which is a completion. I'm thinking that this means that this might have been your past energy here. 6 is the number of introspection. And so I believe that you poured these flowers into and of yourself here, as you can see them coming out of the cups here, and then out of it, you're creating, possibly with, do you have a child? Do you have a little sibling? Do you have somebody that you're taking care of, maybe even mentoring in this situation in which there is a great completion? That since you have gone not only into yourself to grow your flowers and to deliver yourself as the king, and remember that these male and female, feminine and masculine energies are applicable to both, for we each have feminine and masculine energies within our aura. The Egyptians knew them as the sun and moon that we keep inside of our right and left eye. This is something that can definitely help us when it comes to the way that we view the world, as well as when we're doing mirror work to heal us. That's something that I'll hop into a little bit later. But most importantly, I believe that this is you, the big whale right here. 10, the completion, that you have completed some sort of cycle here in the beginning and end, and now you are in your balance, which is the best way to receive, expand, and reshape energy as it comes in. And I believe that this is not only saying if you don't have somebody who you're looking after now, I believe that this can be a metaphor of the world, that you can now lead in this deep dive, or more so, this ascension, because you've chosen to allow your flowers to grow for yourself. You can now lead other people through this world, this existence. You can give people advice, you can show people the way. And we know that through our Taoist beliefs, that the way that can be weighed is not the way. And what does this mean? This means that no one's path is your own, and your own path is the only path. And we know and our state here that the path does in fact form underneath our feet. And so in that case, I believe that you're here to deliver great freedom through the energy in which you're rearranging. Because what is rearranging? Typically it means that there's energy that has been stuck, right? And so to give it new life, to breathe into it, because we know that the reshaping does in fact constitute as something that is new. I think that is super important, and it's something that is really needed in our lives, and also in our just interdimensional existence, honestly, as light bringers, and as lights to the world, and as energy bringers. I started reading into Reiki a little bit more. Oh, not a great shuffle, but I think that just means that we've got everything that we need. This too shall pass, but also there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. And so the cards needed to fall exactly where they may, which to me, I think the fact that I even am saying that is probably just an amplification and confirmation for you that you are not in the place where you do not care. But as I saw a nice Guru Ray talking about on a video the other day, it's that you don't mind. It's that here we have solitude coming out, right? Let me read this for us here. Spending time alone is often what we need to hear the whispers of our soul. Get to know all aspects of yourself so you can stand on your own in any situation. Here we have the divine owl and the moon. I believe that you're a very wise conduit who has spent already time, I'm getting this as past energy, in solitude in order to understand and hone one's feelings and to deliver greater wisdom into your own personal life and into the lives of many others as is. And I believe that this is what is going to create. Come on, Spirit, come through. How could it not? We're in divine timing. Everything unfolds exactly as it should. Abundance right here. Let me read this card for you here. These are our oracles that are making sure that we are they're just clarifiers for what we've already talked about. So you spend solitude, you've grown your flowers, you are the king that has an understanding of the way the universe works. And here in your completion, your cups, this is mostly emotional, as well as the whale is also a very emotional animal, but the cups represent our emotions. Abundance, you're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it, and to believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step towards receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on its way. So you're probably calling in some sort of abundance right here. And I'm here to tell you that you are so deserving of it. I know that a lot of the times the roadblocks that get into our way are our own. And there are things that we've placed in our life to see if we would overcome them, or more importantly, I believe, not just if, but how we would overcome these blocks. And a lot of them that have to do with abundance come from a feeling of being unworthy. But here, if you're looking through a lot of readings, or maybe this is even just your first one, it speaks to me that something that maybe has been holding us up is the idea that we are not worthy of this abundance that we wish to claim. And I know that whoever's on the other side of this screen, you would do with your abundance what you've seen many others not do with their abundance, which is not share it, which is not be grateful for it. But at the end of the day ends, and all those people will learn their lessons as well. And you have already learned that lesson. And so I feel like in calling in your abundance, you are not only going to share it, but it is going to help not only you, but the collective as we grow and we change throughout these seasons of life. Now, here we're going to tap into the Sacred Kingdom deck. I was called to tap into this. And first thing we're opening up to, the Three of Cups. Notice these girls are dancing here, Right. And so I believe as we're dancing on the light, notice that there's a reflection in the water. You probably already noticed that you're very intuitive, but also these pillars are being held up. It looks like a mirror of water on the top as well. This, I think, resembles this card here, which is why it's called to be put on this. This is our bridge right here, is that you can dance in the light. You've done the work. You are so hardworking. And in fact, I think that it's time for you to take your unity, your understanding that your mind is sharp, your body is capable, and the spirit moves and flows through you. That is our 1, 2, 3 as it stands out to me. And to dance in the light is to be all three of those girls who are not only accepting each other but living uniquely. And I think it's time for us to be the whole card, to accept the whole picture, that we are the mind, we are the body, but also we are the spirit, right? And so any of the guides that you're searching for, any of the, geez guys, I'm doing great on my on my shuffling today. The guides that we're searching for, the people that we're looking for in our lives, they are all held within us, which is something that gets just repeated to death out here in this community, right? But it's also one of the biggest lessons that we can learn, is that it is true. Everything that we want resolves inside of us. Here's the Two of Swords. And so this duality, this looking through the mirror here, and we see a man walking in the light, but we also see a man sitting on the bench who is viewing this mirror here and thinking that there's something better on the other side. There's got to be more than this. There's a brighter life that I'm missing right here. But we understand that this mirror right here is not actually showing him what's happening in his life. And so therefore it is an illusion, or it is something that is being planted in the third eye that is important for you to walk into and welcome, but to accept that in this reality right here, you are the person on the bench who is viewing this, right? This could be a manifestation. This could be prayer. This could be anything that you want it to be. What I'm getting is that you should be happy for the person who is in the sun in the mirror, and you should also be happy for yourself who is looking into the mirror. And Two of Swords is cutting out the idea of simply duality. We are past that at this point. We are at oneness, and we should get to experience all the love, joy, and abundance in which comes with having an understanding of being one with everything. Here we have the Seven of Cups. This is the divine as well. Notice all the butterflies here. Notice this is probably you in your meditation with the divine. So whenever you're seeking your higher self, it's important to remember that we are not only the divine, we're not only source, but we have our own little source inside of us, and that makes up the drops that are the ocean. And so there is a little bit of uniqueness in that way. Live as though you would want to see God, the divine, and others live in life. And so if you could imagine, a lot of us are waiting out here for some kind of Messiah. I'm going to put this next to the king here. This is the Queen of Wands. Came out in the reverse, and this is, I think, going to speak exactly to what I'm talking about. A lot of people are expecting some kind of magical gift of some kind of person who is going to fall from the sky down to earth and is going to relieve you of all your troubles, to place their thumb on your forehead and to just simply enlighten you as it would be. And now I'm going to say, I think that you should strive to be that person who is and exists as that in other people's lives, while understanding that you can only exist as that in other people's lives if you're that for yourself. And so in connection and in emotion and in unification with the divine through things like meditation, things like prayer, things like even this video here where we're just learning and we're soaking up and we're congratulating ourselves for how long we've been on this road and that it's led us to this destination, but that we have to keep going. Come on, King, you got it. King of Swords especially, you got to be rational here, but also in a supernatural way, inviting the Queen of Wands here through what our duality killed, understanding that these two are not separate entities. As the cat here in the Queen of Wands lap is not separate from the Queen of Wands. And so you have the opportunity here to hold the light. You have the opportunity here to be exactly what not only you are looking for, but what everybody else is looking for. Live, breathe, and be that being. This is in our sacred kingdom. You have the opportunity here to be a king and a queen. This is also highlighting earlier what we talked about, having our feminine and masculine energies very well combined in the living zero that is straight up in the middle. And here I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and pull an Egyptian oracle for us to see who's looking out for us, because I know that we love that connection. But the main important thing to remember is that this is a journey of self. And once we start to understand the self better, it begins to expand beyond just us and into the territories of others who need us. Those insight guidance right here. Seek deeper understanding in your endeavors and use analytical skills to solve problems and make informed decisions. Reflect on the underlying patterns and causes. Come on now, that's coming through right away. First of all, Thoth is the one who has held the book of life and of all wisdom inside of the cards of the tarot for us to be able to unveil them and your situation and what you're building at any point in time through tremendous opportunity. And so the fact that he is on your side is quite terrific. One of the main things I'm being called to tell you is that Thoth is the one who was notorious for giving the answer of silence, for silence holds all of the love, wisdom, transparency, and beauty in which we cannot conceptualize ourselves here with words and through language. And so I know that you're analytical. I know that sometimes it's like, what is the best response to give? And sometimes we have to remember that no response is a response, that even saying no is in fact saying yes to something else, to opening another door in which we thought might not have been possible at the time. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull something that I'm trying to pull for the future of whoever's across from me, Spirit. So please tell me, what is it that they're trying to build here, and give me a little bit of insight into their endeavors, and then I think we'll go ahead and we will clarify that through the readings of the book and get a exact, because I'm very intuitive when it comes to the cards and the meanings. Okay, this one wanted to flip out here. Okay, it wants to go upright. That's cool. And then so Knight of Candles here. Let's go ahead and let's get a nice little reading on what the Knight of Candles is. The Knight of Candles is a fierce, bold, impulsive figure who breaks down barriers, full of wild, primal energy. He's feeling inspired and always up for an adventure. So it sounds like a lot of this is just confirmation of how you've already been feeling, me telling you that you're ready to go out there and be the chosen warrior, to be the chosen healer, to be the chosen teacher. And not only chosen by yourself, but chosen by God, for it is a just exchange of energy in the living zero. And not only chosen for yourself, but chosen for others, so that you can meet any challenges that you face with a ferocity, with a spirit in which cannot be quenched, a spirit of triumph, dare I say, and that any endeavor that you step onto, you will succeed in. This is something that you need to be emboldened in. This is something that you need to adapt and understand that it lives in you. There's no needing to try to bring it out, and there's no needing to try to put it away, because it simply exists in a state of being in which I'm sure you're familiar with the idea of just being in one and way with the way of the universe, just based off of all the concepts that we've gone over today. I believe that you have the power, and the power of holding the light and the candle, right? To be a torch bearer, to go out there and to not necessarily mind, not to mind what other people might have to say or think about it, because at the end of the day, there are going to be people who do resonate with it, and there are going to be people who don't. And that is what is the beauty of the uniqueness of this world, is that we have opportunities here to live different lives, not separate, all tuned into the whole of existence, but separate indeed. In a way, I like to call it unique for a reason, because the word separate implies that there are two different situations that are happening, as if we think of the king and queen, as if we think of our feminine and masculine energy, as if we even think of the sun and the moon. But once we are here at home with the idea of wholeness and oneness, of beginning and end, and only understanding that there is only the present, and that is the now that you exist in, and it is what you will always exist in for all of eternity. For even when time is up, there will only be the now. And so the only thing that there is for you to do is to go out there and to be bold in whatever you believe in, and to understand that you can always use your insight to seek deeper, and also know that you can make mistakes. In fact, it is from the mistakes that we grow. And so it is very okay. Forgive yourself. and absorb the knowledge in which you did not have to better yourself and to continue your endeavor with ferocity. I'm talking to somebody with great passion. I'm talking to someone with great spirit, and I am blessed to incarnate with you. I'm so glad that you're here as a force for change and for good. I'm so glad, even when you feel like you're alone, just know you're not. There are thousands, millions of people who are on your same endeavor in their own unique ways, and they're all being challenged to be bold in the same way that you are. But you must know that the cards are looking quite brilliant for you, and that I love you, that I trust you. Keep being your best self, and most of all, I'm proud of you. Great work. As always, God bless you. Wa love you. Yah guide you. Be new. Or whatever it is that you want to be. Thank you for tuning in and watching to the end. If you watched to the end, gotta say, this is your message right here. And it's not only the only one out there, because you have an abundance of messages here. I hope that you use your discernment and that you took what resonated and left what didn't. But I'm trusting that that is exactly who I'm speaking to. Thanks for watching, and please tune in again.